How would you sort of sum up how you feel about your life?
Look, I'm very, very happy. I mean, I could have strived for things a little bit higher. I'm not over educated as far as tertiary qualifications are concerned. I have trade qualifications. I have a lot of qualifications up here that you get that when you work for so long in engineering. No papers to say I'm a qualified engineer, but I very likely know as much about a lot of engineering aspects as what a lot of people do that are qualified. My dad had a service station down in Midland. I enjoyed working the service station, and in those days you served people. You pulled up at a Bowser and the little service attendant would run out and fill your car, wash your windows, pump up your tyres, check your oil. Yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. And that was the days when it was called a service station. It was a service that you got. Nowadays it's a petrol station that sells bread, milk, lollies, cool drinks, anything automotive, no money in that. My first motor car I purchased from my dad's second hand, a 1948 Holden, and I had that for a few years. And the type of car there where you could open the bonnet, you could sit on the mudguard and tune the carburettor. Nowadays you have a motor vehicle where you open the bonnet, you close it because it's all so complicated. I worked in engineering right from the time I left school. I can remember the first wage I ever got working for the railways was £3.17 and sixpence for a 40-hour week. From there I joined the army and had 2 years in the regular army in an engineering workshop. From there I went into another engineering electrical company, and then for 15 years after that I was with a manufacturing company, and I took on for 20 years the management of a manufacturing business in Osborne Park. At the same time I was in the Army Reserve from 1961 right through to 1998. So I had 37 years in total within the forces and retired in the rank of Warrant Officer Class 1. Voluntary work like State Emergency Service and the Voluntary Bush Fire Brigade, had the best part of 16, 17 years in that. At the age of 61 I said, well that's fine, I'll now give it all away and have a holiday. So I've done that, and really appreciated the fact that I was lucky enough to be able to get away before I was 65, so to speak. It was a good choice to give away work. Been married 45 very, very pleasant, very, very happy years, and perhaps that's quite unusual nowadays for people to last 45 years, but we've done that. I've never regretted a moment of it, of course. We were married the 14th of August in 1965. This very attractive young lady used to get off the school bus in Darlington, and I thought, what a lovely lady she is. Prim and proper, and the lovely kind of woman I would like to one day marry. I happened to mention to my mother about this girl, and she knew this girl's mother through the bowling club, and that was a good start. And from one thing led to another, and I asked her out. Just happened to be driving past her place at a very convenient time when she was out watering the garden, and we started a big conversation like that, and next thing I know we went out to the drive-in theatre. Had a long romance, a long engagement, and then we got married in 1965. We had the opportunity of purchasing a house from a friend of Dot's mum's, and that was in Darlington. The lady wanted £3,000 for it, and then my dad painted the house internally for us as a wedding present, which was good. We went away for about 5 days, and when we came back there was artificial swans with cranes with babies in nappies hanging from trees all over the place. So we were set up a little bit. And then Leigh was born in 67, and Gay was born back in 1970. Built a second house in Darlington, and then when both Leigh and Gay shifted out, we had this rattling great house. We decided to sell that and go for something different, being in Preston Point Road in Atterdale. After that we shifted into Vic Park. There were 2 different old houses in Vic Park, which we did up and sold, and then when Gay shifted up into Lesmurdie, we elected to go up around that area to give a bit of a hand with the 4 children. And that's when we shifted up into this house in 2001.
Yeah. Is that all right?
Love the place, love the environment. We'll stay here until I get too old and cranky to be able to climb up the stairs. That's fine. I'm happy. I'm happy. I can chase the aeroplanes in and out, know who's running late, and what's happening down in the airport, and the rest of most of the metropolitan area we can see. And it's close to Gay and David. They're only on the other side of Kalamunda Hill. We see them quite often. The children come over and stay, and we have the occasional barbecue or sausage sizzle or something like that. It's great.
I believe you've done a lot of work on the house.
Well, originally when we bought the house, it was quite run down. We put numerous coats of paint on it, a new roof on it. It's looking pretty good. Quite happy with it. This is a beautiful, pleasant outlook. It's plenty of trees and birds and not a lot of traffic where we're living, and we really appreciate and enjoy the environment in which we live under at the moment. And the view is beautiful. 30 odd years ago, when we were only 30s, we did a lot of travelling with friends of ours, Ron and Jan Naylor, Singapore to the Philippines to Hong Kong to Malaya to Penang, Bangkok. That was quite an event in those days, and then every few years I would get a group of people together like Bob and Val Kirk and Neville and John Smith, and we'd do a similar type of trip around Southeast Asia. It wasn't until 1999 when Dot and I decided, well, why didn't we go to Europe? We had the money and the time. We did about 6 or 7 weeks just touring around Europe. Caught up with Leigh in London. After that, we did another tour, which was to USA for Leigh and Jill's wedding. Then from there we went up to Canada and did a tour of the Rocky Mountains and also a boat trip up to Alaska. That was beautiful. In 2008 we decided to go to Europe again, and we did the Rhine and Danube River cruise. Caught up with Jill and Leigh in Amsterdam for 4 or 5 days. April 2009, did a budget tour of Cambodia and Vietnam. Had a very pleasant 2 days on Ha Long Bay on a Chinese junk. That was beautiful, enjoyed that. Little groups of us go fishing up the coast over the weekend and so forth like that. And last year we did a big trip up to the Bungle, back into Broome. I've got plenty of things to keep me busy. Dot and I do a little bit of camping, going away here, there and everywhere with a camper. And we have a little walking group that walks out of Kings Park. We don't quite know whether it's a walking group that has coffee or a coffee group that goes for a walk. That's a great morning, and everybody has a laugh. Dot and I have had a marvellous life, you know. We've never been terribly rich, we've been comfortable, and that's what it's all about. You don't burst a blood vessel to make $1,000 a week when $500 a week is going to be quite suitable. That's the way we've sort of planned our life all the time. Live comfortably and live long. Everything's good. I love the world.